What is going on, people? How you all doing today? Yeah, you finally caught alive. I was going to be doing, first of all, welcome to everyone that's here. Thank you for joining the show. Since my last live, prior to this one before, I did one on Afghanistan and what was going on. Turns out the odd thing about Facebook, and I honestly believe this, I think they monitor my inbox on Messenger for videos. If you remember me, I put up a little picture flash of the soldiers that were assassinated by the Taliban. And apparently Facebook said I posted the whole video on my page. And I didn't. That video never left my inbox, which was the weird thing. It was in my inbox. Someone sent it to me. Never graced my page, but Facebook said I had posted it and it violated community guidelines. Odd thing, they also said it was in my live, and the live was allowed to be freely shared on Facebook. So the picture that they, what they showed me in my, what they showed me in my community guideline violation was a video section of it that was almost to the middle of the video. I never posted it. So I have a suspicion that they're trying to find any reason for me to not go live. And that's just the most efficient one that they could come up with. So Operation Susanna will have to wait for me to get back my life, because I want people to hear this particular one. Operation Susanna's live will have to wait for Facebook. I want to wait for Facebook. I don't want to do it without the reaction and the questions from people, because you will have questions. So I won't be doing that for a bit. In the meantime, though, we have today. Many of you may or may not know who Topher is. If you know who Topher is, then you might know that he is a rapper. He did a song, and you might know it. Hang on a second, real quick. Let me just do this real quick. Make sure I send this memo out. All right. So you might have heard this song. Let me see if I can find it here. Trying to find it here. That's not the one. He did a patriotic rap song, for those who may not know who he is, and had gotten some pretty good acclaim for it. But recently he had some run-ins with another rapper, Bryce Gray, and now he has gone off on a little bit of a tangent that I cannot seem to understand. He, for some odd, strange, contrary, interesting reason, went after Tom MacDonald. If you don't know who Tom MacDonald is, that's a name I think you should get familiar with. Tom MacDonald is labeled now as a controversial rapper, and he's anything but controversial. But you know what they call controversial? Anybody that speaks something that you can actually see as true and people don't like, so they consider them, oh yeah, you're controversial and you should shut up because you're trying to expose things that nobody wants to look at. Tom MacDonald is one of those. I had followed him for a while, and I've seen his journey in his music, and Tom was not always like that. Tom is only recently coming into a realization of certain things because his eyes are opened. I will not say he's woke. He's anything but woke. He's aware. But apparently Topher has a problem with Tom because he thinks that Tom is not sincere in doing this and that he's what he considers grifting. So I decided to take a gander at this song. My friend introduced me to it. I think it might be a little bit of clout chasing, yes, because on his YouTube channel, he only has 94,000 subscribers. So he's not that large out there yet. That one song, A Patriot, got him some good views and good sales, but not a huge rivaling following. The beef he had with Bryce, that also got him some stuff. He's been on Fox. But this particular one, I could not make sense of. Like, I really couldn't. It baffled me. Because when I listened to the words, it didn't even make sense. It didn't make any sense about what he was talking about. So I'm going to have you guys listen to it. And you can tell me if you're hearing what I'm hearing and if any of it makes any sense to you. It doesn't make sense to me at all. At all. So I'm gonna play this first couple of verses, then I'm gonna play some things by Tom, and you can tell me if what this guy is saying resonates at all in any of the music that you hear that Tom is singing. Okay, so let's give him some time a day and have it listen. The words are on the screen.
As a black conservative, I catch a lot of hate. I'm more effective against the DNC than Watergate. But I never did it for the numbers that it may generate. Can't say the same for others. Decided it's time to ventilate. About your fans up in my comments asking me the question. You gon' collab with Tom McDonald? Here's a suggestion. How about you tell them who you voted for this past election? You talk a lot of politics, maybe it's all deception. As a rapper, you can make a lot of money being controversial. Online, be bad about it, put the phone down and be a different person.
So right off the top, he's making some pretty drastic assumptions, but masking it as though this is what I might be thinking about you. I don't know if it's true, but, well, if you don't know if it's true, then why would you write an entire song as though it is? You're suggesting to people that this is what he is, but trying to cover your tail by saying it's not what I don't know for sure. Then don't write about it. If you don't genuinely believe this about him, why in the world would you make a song this ridiculous if you don't believe what you're actually singing? It makes zero sense to me. So what I want to do instead of this particular one, I'm going to share the other one because I want you to read the words that he's saying. Okay? Let me make sure I find the right spot of where we were.
Be bad about it, put the phone down and be a different person.
There it is. All right. So he wants someone that'll be in the streets doing stuff and not just be on the phone. And when the phone goes down, he's a different person. He doesn't know this about Tom. This is all assumption. Every bit of this music video is an assumption. I'm going to let him continue.
I ain't saying this what you like, but don't pretend we know the purpose.
So I'm not saying this is what you like, but I'm not saying that. Yeah, yes, you are. You literally are saying that. This is not even. Look. Okay, we'll back that up.
Like, but don't pretend we know the purpose.
You don't have to know the purpose. First off, But you are assuming said purpose. You don't know it, but you're assuming it. How does that make any sense to anyone to do? There's not even a track record that you can base this assumption on. I have listened to Tom, and consistently he says the same things about both the government, about people, about the left, about the right, about everyone. He hits everyone equally. Anyway, continue.
Ain't gotta guess it when it come to me, cause I'm in the streets with the people working. And that is the biggest difference between us and most of these rappers. The page you went number one first, everyone coming behind us after. We blazing the trail, don't be giving energy to none of these actors. Mention nothing about being canceled, we fought it all when it really happened.
So now he's trying to say that Tom's never been canceled? I don't know if you guys remember White Boy. I don't know how many of you remember White Boy. But when White Boy came out, that brother was people went after his head. After his head. They destroyed this man. They went after him full bore. Nothing Tom could say, could do, would have appeased them or stopped them. White Boy came out and he was talking about the perspective of white men and women who had nothing to do with the narrative that was going around that all whites were racist. He was defending the rights of other people that looked like him in race and color from people who were attacking them because of their race and color. So don't tell me he wasn't canceled. That's all that man has ever been. There is a reason why he will not go to a public label or one of those generic out there labels. He will not give them time of day because it'll be even worse. They will have to censor what he has to say. They want to. They can't have him talking the kind of stuff he's talking. He's reaching the kinds of people that I wish I could reach because we're saying the same things, different delivery method. It's insane to me. I'm gonna let him continue. Then I'm gonna play something for you.
They talk. Why are they so stupid? Dreaming you defend them lets me know that they ain't thinking lucid.
So us thinking that Tom defends what we believe makes us stupid. Okay. So when I can listen to his songs and see in real time on my end, before he even talked about this, that what he's saying is actual facts, I'm stupid for believing it. I'm going to let that one rest for a minute. This is what he considers stupid, I guess. I'm going to let you listen to this one section here. Okay, you ready for this?
And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works.
Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.
Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo. Wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues, it's so dumb.
Now, bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth. So if I agree with that, am I stupid? But hold on, Topher. I thought you were pro-life. Wouldn't you, as a rapper, a conservative rapper, Be glad that that particular mindset has made it to somebody as influential as Tom. And that Tom, saying it in multiple videos, I may add, will promote the idea that life is sacred. And that should be something you, Topher, should be happy about. I find that weird. So that makes me stupid then. I guess that makes me stupid. Maybe this one makes me stupid too. Possibly this one too makes me stupid. Let's see. I want to hear it. You tell me if this makes me stupid.
How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Because the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of. Rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Because censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles.
I'm trying to figure out something. Now, I want people to understand something. Tom McDonald is not a Trump supporter. I'm going to say that again. Tom McDonald is not a Trump supporter, nor is he a Biden supporter. He doesn't bat left or right. But what he is saying is 100% factual. They want control. The phone does indeed listen to you. For crying out loud, I spoke about it. So why in the world would Topher go after Tom, accusing him of being a grifter, of not believing what he sings? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, make it make sense. You have literally nothing to base what you're saying on. You don't have anything to go on. You're just assuming because people are buying his stuff and not yours that he's grifting. Sounds to me you a tad butthurt and a little bit upset that you're not getting the kind of fame that my boy's getting. That's what it sounds like to me. You sound like you're kind of clout chasing. Because some of the stuff you're saying is pretty asinine, pretty stupid. I'm going to let you continue digging, though. Let's listen.
Have you ever lost distribution for content in your music?
Yes, he has.
They got the FBI at your door for your First Amendment usage, huh? At this point, it's hilarious to compare.
So wait, Topher. Does everyone have to have the FBI show up at their porch to say something? That's the criteria for talking truth now? The FBI has to show up at your door for using your First Amendment right? Good, because now I can use my First Amendment right. I've had the FBI dealt with me, so I can say what I'm about to say. You're stupid. You're being absolutely stupid right now. It is not a damn criteria to speak the truth, to have the damn FBI just because you were at the Capitol. Nobody cares, bro. It is not a damn criteria for the FBI to show up, for people to understand what the FBI does. So, of course, it's hilarious to compare because you're comparing two completely different things. And one of them, you're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. You are literally being ridiculous right now.
Conservatives showed you love, our support has been more than fair. From Fox News to Glenn Beck, we had you everywhere. But a burden in the struggle is something you'll never share.
So now you were telling the man what he will never do. You see, this is the kind of crap that I cannot understand. I really cannot. I cannot. There are people in Hong Kong, you know, that understand the struggle of America and are watching to see what we do. They don't live here. They wave the American flag all the time. They value their freedom. Tom's Canadian. Tom is living in America. So let me explain something to you. He's experiencing everything that us conservatives are experiencing because he's saying all the stuff that we say. I don't know if you understand this, but the government and people in big tech do not care whether what you're saying is what you genuinely believe. They don't care. If what you're saying goes against what they believe, then they care. They have taken down sarcastic videos because they espouse stuff on the right. I don't know if you remember this or even know that. I will tell you this. It is one of the stupidest marketing plans that Tom McDonald has done. It is one of the most ridiculous marketing plans. It's dumb. It is absolutely dumb to be grifting on the one thing that will get you removed from public discourse. How stupid is that, Topher? Why would anybody pick the one version of things to sing about that will get you silenced? Who intentionally decides, you know what, I could make money on if I say this in a public and make millions? Meanwhile, you can get shut down from every corner of big tech. I was of the opinion that you were a stand-up guy, that you had something to offer. After this, ain't nothing you could say past this one after this song. I don't care how dang patriotic you are. You ain't got nothing to say to me no more. How in the world are you expecting people to understand our plight if this is the crap you pull? People don't necessarily have to 100% get everything right off the top. Tom is awakening himself to exactly what the government's doing, to exactly what the media is doing, to exactly what happens to people that see things for what they are. And he has experienced the kind of crap that we as conservatives go through all the time. He doesn't have to be American to go through this stuff, because what he's espousing is American ideals. Plain and simple.
No, cause you ain't really about it.
No, he's not, right?
Fight for us, I doubt it. My judgment has been clouded. Now I'm looking at my phone shouting. I need you to wake up, give it to us straight up. I can't help but thinking that it's something not right. Are you trying to fake us, draw us in and bait us, just so you can hog up all of the spotlight?
Hog. He put that intentionally. Hangover gang. We caught that.
I just want to know, will the answer be a yes or no? I gotta know. Remember, this is not a diss, but an open letter.
This is not an open letter. Stop lying to yourself, bro. If I got a letter like this, and you're dumb behind us telling me this is an open letter, this is not a diss, after saying the crap you just said, I wouldn't read past this point. I'd crumple the crap up and throw it out the door. I wouldn't listen to you. Your entire approach is inflammatory. You do not want to know what he thinks because he's literally been telling you in all of his songs. You don't want to believe that what he's told you is how he believes. You have to think something's off. Is something off? I put my songs out there for you to see exactly how I think. And no one's going to shut me up about how I think. Yeah, but is it? Then listen to my songs. Well, I don't know if I could. Then don't listen to the damn song, bro. You are making it more obvious that this is about clout. Because you are making literally no sense at this point.
In hopes that you respond and we get to know you better. Congratulations on being sober and all the effort fighting gets withdrawal and slowly piecing your life together. But it's about time we sat down and had the conversation.
Understand this, bro. Understand this. That is no simple feat. Meanwhile, you have disgusting rappers that blab about doing drugs all the time. The man sings about stuff that he's recovered from. You bring that up in your song. Oh, congratulations on that, by the way. But it's about time. What, bro? Look. And when this got me so hot. This got me so upset. And I want people to understand, it is not because I think Tom MacDonald is the best thing since Jesus Christ. That is not my opinion. I love the fact that Tom is doing all of this without the approval of big tech, without the approval of people in the media, without the approval of people in rap music. He is literally saying stuff that you guys have heard me say, that Alex Jones has said, that you've been hearing for years. You've been hearing this long before Tom. This is nothing new. So when people finally get the big picture and they're in his space and he decides, I have to put this in song. I cannot be rapping about stuff that makes no sense to people. I cannot be doing the surface crap anymore. People need to be aware. People need to wake up. You have a problem with it. Well, I got to know what his real intention. What's your real intention, Topher? What's your real intention? Because I second guess your intention. I wonder about your intention. What is your intention? Make it clear to us, Topher. What was your intention with this song? Was it clout chasing, Topher? Were you clout chasing with this song? Were you hoping Tom would react to it, Topher, so that you could get some more money? Are you hunting money, Topher? Are you going broke that you need to do this in order to get some money? Are you looking for advice of how to go off of the mainstream? What's your intention, Topher? You need to be straight with us. We need to have that conversation.
Do you mean everything you say, or you're only in it for the compensation? If your choice is the latter, good. I ain't here for the condemnation, but I do request while moving forward, you release your music with the connotation.
After you. After you. How about you go first? I was of the opinion that when you did music and you put it together, the intention was to sell it. I was of the mindset that if people liked what you had to offer, they had the right to pay for it. I was of the thought process that when you have something to say, people like it, people buy it, you make money. I thought you kind of needed that money to make things better in your life. Isn't that what you're doing, Topher? Aren't you trying to make money? Are you doing this for free? Are you doing it for free, Topher? Out of the goodness of your heart, because you're such a patriot, you're doing it for free? You're not about the money. You don't want money. It's never been about the money. You'd be happy if it was just 10 people listening to your stuff? Is that how you feel, Topher? Something tells me that's not how you feel. Something tells me you are in it for the money too.
I am just a grifter. since you're not even American. The proper term should really be a drifter.
So since you're not even American, the proper term should be a drifter. I'm pretty sure the man settled here. Secondly, it's legally. Can somebody please make this make sense? Because I'm this is ridiculous to me. Before I was an American, 9/11 happened. Before I was an American, 9/11 happened. I want to say that again so people can understand something. I got my citizenship in 2004. 9/11 happened in 2001. I was not an American. But I will tell you what 9/11 did to me, a non-citizen, non-American. Because by then, my appreciation for America was that of a patriot. And not many people could be as upset as I was when that took place. There are billions of people on this planet that clamor to enter this place because they see the value of freedom. What in the hell does him not being an American citizen have to do with whether or not he loves America? What picture is he supposed to see with this asinine song, you stupid Negro? What big picture? What is the damn picture people are supposed to see?
Now I'm hoping you get the picture and see millions of patriots losing their jobs, fighting, keeping socialists from taking over quicker. Here's a Canadian rapper saying things we ought to say. Give them all our money, Lord knows that we are too afraid. Who cares if he is genuine? The message, all that matters. When it really counts, will he be the type to follow in the back?
He is in the battle. He is in the battle right now. He is fighting in his songs for common sense and freedom to remain a part of the American way. He, like the rest of us, is sick and tired of the stupidity that prevails in the government and in people on the left, people on the right, because it's on both sides. You've heard me say, I attacked George W. Bush, both of them. I don't care what party you're affiliated with. If you're dumb, you're just dumb. If you're wrong, you're wrong. What battle has he not followed anyone into? How is what he's doing not jumping into the fray and absorbing bullets? Because he doesn't put himself under your banner or my banner? The man is literally speaking everything that's factually wrong with America. He is literally telling you exactly what is going on and what is wrong with America. Understand that. I need to find another piece here. Hold on. I want to find this one section of the song. There it is. All right, so here's the part here's what I want you to hear. Okay? Tell me if this is not stepping into the battlefront. Okay? Tell me if this is not stepping into the battlefront. Because if it's not, I need to know what exactly is. Listen to this.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Factual stuff. They have been doing this nonsense since MK Ultra and before. Paperclip, all these operations that these people, these big tech people, these people at large, the oligarchs have been running on us. And they do indeed use religion. You notice that they never approach relationship with God. They always go after religion. Always. This is factual stuff he's saying. Where in any of those steps, all 9, is the lie? Where's the lie? This is indeed into the fray. He is fighting. Even him from Canada, Mr. Topher, can see that what's going on is nonsense. It's stupid. It's meant to divide and conquer. The divisiveness is meant to conquer us. Is Tom a 100% wonderful, super spiritual human? No! He never professed to be that. What he does do is see exactly what the physical is doing to people. He's from Canada. He can literally see that every 4 years BLM pops up. We saw it. We live here. He lives here. He saw it. He sings about it. Factual stuff. What fight is he? You know how dangerous it is for a white person to say that? You're black, Topher. You know how easy it is for you to say it? No one's going to bat an eye, really going to bat an eye if you say something about BLM. A white male rapping, singing about BLM only showing up every 4 years. That could get him killed. I don't know if you're aware of this, but that could get him killed. But he's not in the fight. That's skin in the game. This is skin in the game. More skin than you would ever add, I may add. More skin. He has more to risk. We notice that. Somehow you don't. Somehow you don't. I'm going to let him finish his stuff, though.
Pick apart the people that are phony. Push, repeat, and put together only. Puzzle pieces propped up by the homie. Beat the problem, pressure places on it. See what is revealed. Put in the rest of concern that we feel. If you confess, you be keeping it real. I'm more than ready to end ordeal. Heard you wait.
He has told you that he is legit, that he does believe this stuff. You don't want to believe it. So how in the world? How? is he supposed to convince you, Topher? What exactly is he supposed to do to convince you? What are you looking for to be convinced? You know what you could easily do, right? You know what you could easily do? Do your own damn thing. Get your message out there. Do your own damn thing. See who listens to you. You say you have it all, right? You have the patriotism. You're an American citizen. You know exactly what's going on. The FBI is after you. You know all this stuff. Make ends meet. One, and get your word out. Get it out as efficiently as he does. Sing about what he sings about. It's the truth, right? It's the truth. If it's the truth and you have the moral high ground, you sing about it too. That way, the same message is being sent out, but with the angelic person behind it. The Holy One is behind it when you sing it. Not someone no one can trust because he's not American. Go ahead. Do it.
Be up in the clouds and have no time for looking down. Well, hi, neighbor.
Nor should he have time to look down, because you know what he's doing? Him. Maybe take some advice, Topher, and do you. You're too busy looking across and looking down and looking at. He's on a mission. He ain't got time to look down at people. He ain't got time to see who's behind him. He doesn't have time to do that. He doesn't care if you're up in the clouds with him because he's not looking at you. Maybe you can take the same advice and stop looking at him. Maybe do your own thing. Ride your own dang coattails. Ironically, you're behaving a lot like BLM right now. I'm going to just say it. You're behaving a lot like BLM. Pointing at some damn shadow. I can't trust that and I can't trust that. Do you? Put the message you want out. If you think that what he's saying is just to get people on the right to agree with him, which means must be that it's true, then you, who have the moral high ground, make your own songs about the same things and do it yourself. You're in the clouds, you say, right? You're one of the top ones. Act like it. Act like it. You ain't got time to be looking at other people, what they're doing. Do what you're supposed to do. That's like football players who are linebackers looking at a DB just before the play comes to see if they're in the right position and blah, 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 and forget what they're supposed to be doing. And a run play comes right up the center and runs right through them, and they don't have time because they're stupid behinds looking at the DB. The DB will take care of his. He already knows what the play is. He already knows what the defense is. Let him do what he's got to do. If he messes up, the coach will deal with that. If he messes up and you are captain, you can deal with that after. Meanwhile, you have just screwed up because you allowed a long run play because your stupid ass didn't want to look at the play ahead of you. You were worried about what someone else was doing. I don't like Bill Belichick. I despise Bill Belichick as a coach. But as for his brain in the game, same way I feel about Tom Brady. I don't like Tom. But I'm going to tell you this about Tom Brady. The brother knows how to win a game. Okay? Bill Belichick, do your job. Do your job. Topher, do your job. You don't worry about Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald, you know what happens when lies get promoted? You know what eventually happens with lies? They get exposed, right? Tom is exposing a lot of lies. And if Tom is a lie, he will be exposed. People have sifted through Tom's life. Topher, do you? If you're that good, you up in the clouds with him, right? You're his neighbor.
You're not the only superstar around.
Okay, good.
You choosing to ignore me doesn't minimize my claim.
It kind of does. It kind of does. It kind of does, especially if he ignored you and this is what you do. Yeah, you're a child. You're a whole child. You're an entire baby.
I was born to be at the top. I mean, it's clearly in my name. I need you to wake up, give it to us straight up. I can't help but thinking that it's something not right. Are you trying to fake us, draw us in and bait us, just so you can hog up all of the spotlight? I just wanna know.
You don't.
The answer be a yes or no.
You don't want to know.
I gotta know.
Topher, ain't nothing sincerely about that. There is nothing sincerely about that. Your song, Patriot, great song. Great song. People loved it. Played everywhere. Tom is better than you in this regard because he's not focused on you. He's not focused on anybody else. He's doing what Tom's supposed to do. Tom is there to do what Tom was told to do. Tom is there to expose certain things, to sing about certain things, to wake certain people up. If that is what you're called to do, do your job. Stop trying to meddle. Do your job. I'll use myself as an example. If I want clout, you know what I will do? I will go and stitch or respond to Candace Owens and repeatedly do it until I get some headway. If I want clout, I'll repeatedly go and not even go about them for anything specifically that makes sense, just until I get a reaction. See, like your song where none of it made sense, clout chasing. If people that are big decide to say something stupid, me, on my end of the creation spectrum, I go after the content of what they were talking about. I'm not looking for them to respond to me. I don't care if they respond to me. I don't even care why they said what they said. I don't care who they are. If what they said was one, a lie, or two, stupid, I'm going to go after it. Especially if I can prove it to be dumb. But you haven't gone into any of the content of the man's songs. You want to know what's your motive behind it. Don't ask that. What's your motive, Topher? And how are we supposed to believe your motive anyway? What are you going to present to us to make us believe your motive? You know what you'll end up saying? Well, you believe what you want. So Tom doesn't need to respond to you. No one does. We can believe what we want, and you can too. But this song was a whole different level of stupid, bro. We need you to wake up. If you are saying that you're up in the clouds next to him, then you should have the same amount of impact that he does. And that you can put out your message alongside his, and it will have the same effect. But obviously, it doesn't. You should be asking yourself, why doesn't it? What is he doing differently? If the message is not false, but the messenger is different, the only problem I can see is you, the messenger. You think maybe? Just maybe? Like I said before, I am not saying what Tom's motive is. I am telling you what I've seen him do before, the journey from his message before to now, and progressively he's been seeing the things that we as conservatives have been seeing for years. And he has the platform to say it. You see, whereas people like me, I'm limited by YouTube with what I can say, he can put it into a CD and send it out to people. He has that kind of clout. He has that avenue because he's doing it by himself. He doesn't have to worry about a record label limiting him. He can send it out on his own. He can distribute it himself. He writes his own stuff, and he's writing based on what he sees and experienced and researched. It is insane to me that you have not even tackled what he's saying, but instantaneously go after who is saying it. Like just the other day, Jeffrey Toobin, I don't know if you know who that is. He was on CNN. Now, this is the same guy that got caught with his pants down, literally, on a Zoom meeting. CNN, legal expert. I use that term loosely. Known for notoriously lying. But there always comes a point where you just can't maintain it anymore. And you have to, because there's too much evidence out there to lie anymore. He came out recently saying, there's just not enough criminally to indict Donald Trump on anything. He didn't do anything criminal. We've been saying that for a long time because we got eyes. So when people come out and say it who are diehard haters of this man, I don't care that Jeffrey Toobin said it, because you know why? It's truth. Facts are just facts. I don't care who's delivering it. Facts are facts. Facts are facts. And he had facts. Tom has facts. And if you don't like it, that's on you. But you have not addressed the man's content. You've addressed the man's character. For those of you who know me going after certain creators, like Dr. Ritchie, right? I went after Dr. Ritchie. Technically, I went after his stupid take on CRT. But his take on CRT with the information proves to me that he was a dummy. So I can say that because his take on CRT is pretty stupid. See how that works? I don't necessarily have to go after your content, your character, because there's certain things in your content that will show instantaneously the kind of person you are. Case in point, your song. Petty. Unable to handle when someone might be better than you speaking a message that you should be saying because you're scared. You said it in your own song. Tom's Canadian. He's saying stuff that we should be saying. Yeah, maybe you should be saying it too, huh? Are you scared? Heck, the FBI has caught up with you. Maybe you should be. Just saying. Just saying. Anyhow, in case you couldn't tell, I despise that song. It's the dumbest song he's written, if not the dumbest song this year. And that's competing with Lil Nas. That's quite a comparison, isn't it? In any case, that's my take on that song. I want to tackle Brainwashed, and I might be doing these reaction videos until my Facebook is back up. We'll see. And I just heard today that there are some planes stuck in Afghanistan, so I might be tackling that next too. There's tons of stuff out there that needs addressing. And based on what we spoke about this last weekend, I'm going to try and probably shed some light on the things that Mr. Biden is doing that's quite reminiscent of the things that they were trying to do to start wars. This is a prime example of what they do to gaslight people into thinking a war is necessary. and in some cases to kickstart not just wars, but kickstart casualties on American soil. I don't think it's coincidence that 9/11 was around the corner when he decided to pull. That could be a conspiracy theory if you want to call it that. But I might tackle that next time. That's worth looking into. So I'm going to end this particular live here, because anything more I say is just going to be more insults to Topher, and it won't change anything. This infighting that's all of a sudden started with the conservatives, where we start all of a sudden because someone says something that's a little bit contrary to what you believe, you get pissed off. It's not even meat and potatoes contrary. Sometimes it's just who's saying it. Anyhow, if we don't band together, we're going to end up falling apart, guys. Whether Tom's on the right or the left or the middle, Tom is seeing what we have had facts for a long time. He's bringing to light truth of what the government does and how things operate, and he's making people aware through song how it goes. Something that no one else is doing. Just saying. Especially with the heartbeat bill, that line has never taken on more power than now. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth. Weird. Thank you, Texas, by the way. Just to start. So you all have a grand rest of the day. Please, 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 please don't listen to the message. Compare it to what you know. Compare it to the truth. And if it matches the truth, remember, and I'll leave this one line. I'm going to make sure I find it exact because I want to make sure I word it correctly, okay? I want to find it exactly. Make sure I get this. Here it is. Philippians 1:8. But what does it matter? The important thing is that in every way, whether from false motives or true, Christ is preached. And because of this, I rejoice. Truth, when it pops up, is just what it is. Truth. I don't care who's saying it. I don't care how it's said. Truth is truth. I don't know how else y'all expect that to be delivered. Some people deliver it softly. Some people take it softly. Some people need a 2x4. I'm a 2x4 kind of guy. A 2x4 kind of guy. And in case you want context, because I know some might, it said in 17, for the former, however, preach Christ out of selfish ambition, not sincerely, supposing that they can add to the distress of my chains. Then what's the issue? In every way, if it's false or motives or true motives, it's Christ is being preached. That's all that matters. Whether it's by Tom or by Topher, if you're speaking the truth, it's truth. Y'all need to start understanding that. When something is true, I don't care who says it. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had a good YouTube crowd today. We had 11 on YouTube and 3 on my Twitch, which is amazing. I don't know how many people are on Rumble because I can't check. It's not giving me that. And I don't know how many were on Instagram because I'm live on all of those platforms. So any of you who don't have that, please subscribe to all of those. Please go to Twitch, go to Rumble, because eventually I know they're going to kick me off of YouTube, and I'll have to stay on Rumble and on many other places outside of these platforms. So yeah, only 3 likes on the video. That's okay. Whoever's in the room, make sure you like the video, please, if you don't mind. It'll get me some promotion on the main page of YouTube for more to see this stuff. Share it on Facebook if you can. It's a little dangerous sometimes to share my stuff. It could get you banned, y'all, so be careful. I'm a trouble starter. I'm a fire starter. I'm trouble. I'm just a pain in the behind, apparently. So remember, like, share, subscribe. Tune back in tomorrow, and we will talk about some more meat and potato things, because I have quite a few to deal with. So, and remember, as always, wisdom calls to you from the street. Please, 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 people, find wisdom. Peace.